What up, what up, what up? It's Bean Cam, you know me, I'm always up in here. I'm fine. Alright, anyways, today I'm going to talk about judging. First of all, I just want to say I got a new haircut. I had to shave my little that going on because my jobs, I look like I got oil on my face, but that's some stuff that's supposed to make me grow a beard like a man or something. Anyways, today I'm talking about judging. And I want to start this off by talking about 6ix9ine, the rapper. Yes, I know a lot of people don't like him. I'm not a big fan of him either. I don't listen to much of his music except for like Beefy, and that's about it. But I watched this video not too long ago, and somebody asked him what his name was, like what it meant to him or whatever, like why, how he came up with 6ix9ine as his name. And people like me, I don't know if anybody else, but when I heard his name, I thought he was just being inappropriate, like 69, 6ix9ine or whatever. I didn't know what he actually meant. But in this video, he talked about, he did an illustration. It was really cool. And he put a 6, and he put it in front of him and this lady, and he goes, "What do you see?" She said a 9, and he said, "What do I see?" And she's like, "A 6. He flipped it. He goes, "Now what do you see?" And she said, "A 6. And he's like, "What do I see?" And she's like, "A 9. And he goes, "What I did there is I put myself in your shoes, and you put yourself in my shoes, because it's all about perspective." And I think when it comes to judging, you should never judge somebody because you're not in their shoes. You can't judge somebody because you can't walk a mile in their shoes. Like, you can't judge me, Cameron Lewis, because you cannot walk in my shoes. You're not walking in my shoes. You know, everybody goes through certain things, and I would never want to walk in anybody else's shoes. I would not want anybody walking in my shoes. I like being where I am, and it's just what's meant to be. I'm not gonna lie to you though. Sometimes I do like judge, but not like judge like I know them. They tell me something, I'm like, "Wow, you're an idiot." Well, I mean, sometimes I do that, but that's just my guy friends. But more of like first impressions. I judge a book by its cover, which is bad. I do that, but sometimes I just can't help it. Like, for instance, I'm just gonna give you an example. I went on vacation last week to the Bahamas with my mom, my sister, my mom's fiance, his nephew, and a bunch of other kids and young adults because my mom's fiance owns a company called Young Adventures. And it's like a youth group ministry type thing, and they just go around traveling and then seeing little kids from different countries and all these different countries and places, and just going on young adventures with young people while getting ministry. That's what they do. And so when I was there, on my way there, I did not know anybody on this trip except for my mom and my sister and my mom's fiance. The only people I knew. And my mom kept telling me, first of all, I don't like when people tell me, "Oh, this person reminds me of you. Oh, this person reminds you of you," because I'm always like, no, I'm the funniest. I don't care how funny that person is. I'm funnier. I don't care how cool he is. I'm cooler. I don't care what he is. I'm me. You're not gonna compare somebody to me. I'm me. And on his trip, my mom was telling me, "Oh, my fiance's nephew, he's coming, and he's so funny, just like you." And I'm like, I bet he's not as funny as me, though. And I didn't know any of these people. And so we get to this trip, and I meet him, and I always get first impersonations, or I judge a book by its cover. I saw him. He's just this white dude. He was from Memphis, Tennessee, so I thought he was a country boy. I met all these people. I met this kid, Oliver. He's I didn't know what he did, but he's actually a race car driver. Met this guy, Stefano, sorry. Met this girl, Paige, Natalie. I met all these people, and they're really cool people. But at first, I did not know them, and I am very like standoffish, kind of. Like, I'm not rude. I'm just like, no, I'm not shy either. I'm just kind of like, it's an acquaintance, like how you are to a teacher you don't really like. You're just like, just whatever. Or like the principal, you're nice, but you don't want to be there. And so I didn't know these people, but as I spent every day with them for 5 days or 4 days, however long it was, I got to know them more and more. And when it came to the last day, I was like, man, these people like really grew on me. Like, I really liked them. And the kid who my mom's fiance thought was like me actually is funny. I think he's funnier than me. Like, he is funny, but he's a different type of funny. He's like, no, he's not even. He's just funnier than me. And I've never said about anybody before, but he like had me in tears half the time. He was a funny dude. And one kid, Oliver, he was a really cool dude. All of them are really cool people. Like, I was like, man, that's why I don't ever judge a book by its cover. Like, back when I was a sophomore, there was this kid. It's like I can always remember all the people I used to like hate when I would see them first time. I'd always judge a book by its cover. I'd hate them or just not like them. And then we'd end up being best friends. Example, when I was a sophomore, there was this kid, Roberto, who's in my English class, in my biology class. And I thought he was so annoying because all he ever did was interrupt the teacher. And I'm like, I don't care because I never paid attention either. But the thing is, like, shut up, I'm trying to sleep. And he's always at my desk. And then and after that, we became best friends. Like, that was my boy. All the rest of high school, bro, that was my dog, you know. And then when I was a senior, I joined in this class, PE, with my friend Andrew Pilato, and there's this kid in there named Trey or Harold. And at first, I was always like, man, he's just a light-skinned kid who thinks he can play ball or whatever. And then every class period we would play, and after every class, ask anybody, every class when I first met him and I would just go back and forth, cursing each other out like non-stop, like, I hate you, all this, oh, your mom, oh, your sister, oh, this, all that, oh, well, you ain't this, oh, and that. We would go on and on to the point where the coaches used to tell us to just shut up. We would just go back and forth every day. And you know what? At the end of senior year, he was my best friend. He's still one of my best friends. He's away in the Marines right now, but he's still my best friend. I could go to him at any time and be like, yo, Trey, I need you, I need advice, I need this, I need that. Like, when he comes down next week, we're going to hang. That's my boy. I love the kid. Point is, you should never judge a book by its cover. I know everybody does, but you shouldn't. It's just not a good habit, and I wish sometimes I don't wish I was born blind. I was about to say I wish I was born blind, but I don't, because I like being able to see. But I wish, there's this movie out called Shallow Hal or something like that, where it's Jack Black, and he's really shallow. He only likes the hot girls and all this, but then there's somebody like bestows a curse on him where he sees inner beauty, and so he sees like them, like this one girl was supposed to be fat, the main character girl was supposed to be fat, but he didn't see that. He saw this beautiful hot chick who he fell in love with because her personality was amazing, but she was fat, and he didn't realize that till after the curse was reversed and all this and all that, and then he fell in love, whatever. Yeah, like, I wish I had that sometimes where I could just see people for their inner beauty and not their outer beauty. But it's hard nowadays because everybody just acts the same and acts normal or cool, and except for like people like me, like, I like going against the grain because I like being different. I love being weird or whatever. So I think it's cool. Like, you'll never find another person like me. After you meet me, you'll never find anybody like me. Anyway, back to the judging thing. I think I'm one of those people who can debate from both sides. And that's another thing that comes with the 6ix9ine thing, perspective. Excuse me. It's another thing that comes with perspective. Being able to debate topics like politics or racial things or fights or whatever. I can go on both sides. I mean, most times if you're fighting, both sides are wrong. That's just it. There's one person's story, there's the other person's story, and then there's the truth. So both people are in the wrong, and this is the truth. You know, like, you got to be able to do it from both sides. Politics, I can go both ways. I can say, oh, this person sucks, but this person sucks, and this is good, and this is good. Like, it's just, you know, seeing from both sides. You got to be able to put yourself in other people's shoes. Like, I have no beef with anybody. Like, I don't hate anybody. I love everyone. And whenever people get mad at me, like, I'll put myself in their shoes and think what they think, or what are they thinking, or what are they going through, whatever. And then I'm like, oh, well, I'm not going to be rude to this person. I mean, I wouldn't do that to anybody, but, like, I'm not going to put up with this today. Like, I'm not going to retaliate and try to fight this kid because he threw a basketball in my face on accident, because there's, I don't know, some stupid stuff. But, yeah, you just got to be perspective, put yourself in somebody else's shoes. You got to realize they're going through struggles just like you are. No one has a perfect life. Just because they put a smile on their face doesn't mean they're not going through it. So you should definitely just show kindness and love, because karma comes around. If you treat people bad, poof, same thing's gonna happen to you. Trust me, it exists. It happens. Another thing about judging, there's another illustration I saw on Facebook like years ago, and it was really cool to me. And what it was like 7. I don't know how many it was. I'm just gonna say 7 because that's like the cool number. There's 7 skeletons, right? And they're just skeletons, you know, just like bones, white bones. They're just chilling there. And it was like, they all look the exact same. Like, you know, skeletons all look the exact same. Well, not the exact same, but a lot alike. And one of them said gay, one of them said divorced, one of them said married, one of them said black, one of them said fat, one of them said Asian, one of them said this and that, you know, Amish, one said Muslim, one said Christian. You know, all these different things that people categorize people into, like these little groups. And it was cool because they all look the exact same, but they're all these groups. I think that's cool. The same thing with like I was in when I was in the Bahamas, there was all these little kids there, and a lot of kids kept being like, would put their skin up to my skin because they're all like black and I'm obviously not, and they would go like that, and I would like, I'm not gonna stab a person obviously or cut anybody, but I was gonna like cut my skin open and be like, what color is that? What color is yours? Yeah, okay, it's red, red. You know, we're both humans. Like, there's no difference between us, but the skin color. Just like how you and I have different eye colors, just different skin colors doesn't make us any more inhuman than the other one. And I just thought that's really cool. Like, you should never judge somebody because they're fat or they're skinny or they're black or they're white or they're Asian or what their religion is. Like, I have friends of varieties. Like, I don't care who you are, like what you believe in. I'll still be friends with you. I'll still love you the same as if you were like my family. Okay, obviously not, but I'll still love you. Like, I don't care what your beliefs are, what you're like. I just don't care. I just think that you shouldn't judge people for how they feel because that's just how they feel. And you gotta think another big thing is that I think about whenever I'm going to judge somebody, even though I try not to. And the thing that comes with perspective that you think about is everyone is raised different, and that's a big hitter for me. And I like believe in that so much. Everyone is raised different. Like, if you ever go out with any of your friends, I don't know if any of your friends do it, but trust me, some of my old friends used to do it. Whenever we would go out to restaurants, they would treat the waiters or the wait staff like crap, and I hate that. I don't know, like, I'm a waiter and a busboy, so me seeing other people treat like wait stuff like that doesn't cut it with me. Like, I do not like it at all. I find it so unattractive. But I'm not gonna. I probably will say something to you, but I'm not gonna treat them any different. I'm gonna treat them better. I'm gonna give them like a $10 tip. I'm gonna tell them they did a great job, and they did do a good job. I'm not gonna complain at all unless like someone spit in my food. But even then, I probably won't even complain that much. But yeah, everyone. That's just how I was raised. I was raised. Obviously, I'm blessed to say I was raised in a good way, but that's just how I think because I like who I am and who I've become. Because I'm very polite, I will say. But you gotta think, not everyone's like that, and it doesn't make them a bad person. My little brother, I love my little brother. Everybody that knows me knows I love my little brother to pieces. I would die for the kid. He doesn't have the most manners like I do. I was raised saying yes ma'am, yes sir. It's just how it is in the South. Yes ma'am, yes sir, please, thank you, all that stuff, you know. Hold the door open for women. My little brother's not like that. He rarely says please, rarely says thank you, rarely says yes ma'am, rarely says yes sir. So my mom is a big person on yes ma'am, yes sir. So whenever we used to live with them, and my mom would ask my little brother a question like, oh, are you hungry? He'd be like, yes. She would be like, yes, what? And she would find it like kind of rude that he didn't do that. But I was always like, Mom, you gotta think, how was he raised? You never know that at his mom's house, if they're teaching him to do that, and it's not his fault, it's not anybody's fault. Like, it's not a bad thing he doesn't say yes ma'am. It's just, you know, it's a polite thing to do, but it doesn't make him any worse of a person than me. That's how he was raised. Let's say like, it's not a good thing to like racially profile people, but let's say like I have a friend who just doesn't like black people, but I'm not gonna hate him because he doesn't like black people. Obviously, I'm gonna tell him he's a jerk or something like that, but maybe he doesn't like him because of how he was raised. Maybe his dad and his mom, all he was taught when he was younger is black people are this, black people are bad, black people are this, that, and so he hates black people, and I'm over here like, they're not bad, dude, like, and he's like, well, my mom, my dad, they said this, they said that, you know? You never know how people are raised. Same thing goes for like a lot of people are like scared of like Muslim people. Maybe they're like I lost my train of thought there. Yeah, well, and so yeah, in conclusion, I just think you should not judge people. Never judge a book by its cover because you could end up loving the person. And don't judge like the opposite gender if you're going for that gender or whatever you're doing. Like, if you're just don't judge a book by its cover because you could end up missing out on a lot. And a lot of people have told me before, oh, when I first saw you or first met you, that you're gonna be gay, a douchebag, or like a player, and you're actually really cool. You're none of those things. You're like one of the coolest, funniest people I know, and you're so sweet and so nice to everybody. I'm like, oh, I don't know. respond to that, but thank you. I don't know why everybody thinks I'm such a bad guy, but then again, I really don't care. I mean, I do kind of care because a lot of people are scared to talk to me because of certain things, but it's just life. But I've come to peace with it. Like, there's this girl I used to have the biggest crush on, like, all of high school. Not my ex, a different one. Her name was, I'm not going to say her name, actually. But we're best friends. Like, I hung out with her the other day, and she's one of the coolest people. And it took me a lot of time to realize that I can have friends that are girls, and even if I do have a crush on them, that I will not maybe be with them. And so, like, I always used to laugh at people, like, when they were crying or hurt. They were like, I just like him so much. I just like her so much. And I'd be like, you are pathetic. There's so many other fish out in the sea. Just because you're like 7 years old and you are 12 years old and you think he's so cute and he has like a Batman backpack doesn't mean he's like Jesus himself. And they're like, yeah, but he gave me a sticker and it meant so much. Like, I don't know. Some stupid stuff. I used to like laugh at that. And then I realized I'm that person that I'm laughing at. I was always thinking, this girl is my dream girl. I'm going to like marry her and we're going to get married and have beautiful kids. She's perfect for me, all this and all that. But the problem was she never liked me the same way. I know it sucks. It happens a lot. But she didn't like me back like that. She just wanted to be best friends. And I was like, all those years, I was always like, what's wrong with me? Like, what do I need to change? What do I need to do? This and that. Like, why can't you give me a chance? We're such good friends. We get along so good. And she was always like, Cameron, there's nothing wrong with you. It's just, first of all, I don't want to be in a relationship right now. I need to find myself, and I just don't see you like that. And it took me, like, however long it's been, sophomore year, like 4 or 5 years, I don't know, 4 or 5 years to realize that I'm gonna be okay. And so I hung out with her the other day, and I still, when I was young, we used to hang out back in the day. She always promised me that I'd one day kiss her. And so the other day when we were hanging, I was like, on my way there, I was like, man, I really hope I get that kiss today. And I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna do it because that's just only gonna make all those years of getting over her reverse, and then I'm just gonna like spiral and but it took me a long time to realize that we are not, maybe we're not meant to be, and that's okay. I'll be okay. I'll live, and I can't just control things are meant to be or whatever, but you can't always force things. Like, there's stuff that are meant to be. Like, you're going along in life right now, and there's certain things that are already set for you, your destiny and your fate. Like, you could choose left, you could choose right, but whatever is already, like, God already has a plan, and he already knows it's going to happen, and there's already, like, a faith. It's meant to be. And, but the thing is, like, if you find a person that you like, and you think you guys are meant to be or whatever, just because you like them so much now, doesn't mean you guys are meant to be. So you cannot force it. Like, if I'm dating a girl right now, and we really like each other, but things are kind of going rough right now. We're fighting a lot, and she doesn't like my family. I don't like her dog because it bit my ankle, and I look like the kid from Sandlot. Like, I don't know. We're just having a rough patch, and we like each other, but things aren't the same as when we started. Feelings are lost. Fight all the time. We showed our true colors and everything, but we think we're meant to be, so we're gonna keep pushing on. We're keep pushing on. Sometimes you cannot force things. You can't force things. No matter how hard you try, there's stuff that's meant to be, and if you try to interrupt it, you're gonna end up miserable, and it's not gonna work out. No matter how hard you try, you're just gonna end up miserable, even more hurt than you would have been, and everybody's gonna be unhappy, and it's not meant to be. So just learn from that, and yeah, I just think you shouldn't judge people. I love you all, and holla at your boy.